Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 6. Today we want to have a presentation about poetry appreciation with me, Marcelinus Anu.
I'm Bernadetta Kapika.
Saya Fajrul Salika. Saya Najwa Soraya.
Let's start with the first material.
Rhythm. Rhythm in poetry can be thought of as the beat or the flow of a poem. It is made up of beat and repetition, so it usually refers to features of song. It is created by stressed and unstressed syllables in a line or a verse. Although poetry is very much up to individual interpretation, when it comes to style and rhythm is really important. First can have a sense of rhythm that so much less of an extent, and this is what makes poetry. There are poems that don't have an obvious rhythm. There's types of poems are known as free verse. The pattern of the word that makes poems fun and easy to remember are not there by accident. What arrange their work in a certain way to create these patterns. It might be simple or more complex, depending on the poet and using syllables. Rhythm is often created through the use of syllables. When we speak, we naturally insist some syllables over others. Longer syllables are known as straight syllables and shorter ones are unstressed. For example, the word review can be split into re and view. We emphasize the second syllable, the view part when we speak. This means view is stressed. Symmetry with a pattern of syllables. The pattern of stressed and unstressed part of word is known as the it is the arrangement of words in regularly measured patterns or rhythmic lines or curves. Poets tend to use different methods for different effects. Frequently used metric is lembic pentameter, especially common in Shakespeare's sonnets. There are 5 metrical feet in the length of lembic centimeter, and it is thought to follow the sound of natural conversation. Conversation. What who use this method are usually trying to create a converse, conversational or natural feel to the poem. This doesn't mean poets can only use this style of method too. There are a lot of different rhythms poets can use. The method contains two metrical beat, three method contains three and tetrad method contains four. Poet and author may switch between different styles to emphasize certain people's words. Shakespeare does this in Macbeth, where the witches use Trohec tetrameter.
Matter. Matter, the definition of the term matter is the systematic arrangement of words involving stressed and unstressed syllables. Matter describes a form of poetic measure related to the length and rhythm of the line in poetry. The study of matter is known as prosody. Matter is the combination of stressed and unstressed syllables that make up the lines in poetry. Poetry contains several types of particular patterns of stressed and unstressed syllables. Each of these types is called a foot. Types of matter. A metrical foot consists of one beat, accented syllable, and either two or three accented syllables. The most common metrical patterns in poetry are iambic pentameter, blank verse, which is unrhymed, iambic pentameter, and free verse, and terms free verse or free verse poetry refer to poems that lack and specific matter or rhyme scheme. The following types of matter, also called poetic device, help to create rhythm, flow, and matter within a poem. These terms refer to the arrangement of stress placed on certain syllables.
Of matter in poetry. The word of poetic matter is described using very topic. One, diameter like foot, one bit, one line. Diameter two is two bits per line. Diameter three bits per line. Diameter four bits per line. Hexameter, seven bits per line. Pentameter, five bits per line. Hexameter, six bits per line. Octameter, eight bits per line. National Propaganda in poetry, especially during the Alexander Dane era of British poetry from 50 and 58 until 60 and 3 poets like William Shakespeare, Philip Sidney, Christopher Marlowe, and Will Johnson used method and moved to predict their masterpiece. At the time, when English was the 72 grade of film, with a consistent method, they generally use the word. Will is not actually selected first. Next. mean food. Stress syllables. These are syllables that receive greater emphasis or prominence when spoken. They are often pronounced longer, and with a higher pitch than stressed syllables. For example, in the word banana, the second syllable na is stressed. As stressed syllables are syllables that are pronounced with less emphasis compared to stressed syllables. They are usually shorter in duration and lower in pitch rather than banana. The first and the second syllables ba and na are stressed. Next, stressed syllables. These are syllables that receive greater emphasis or prominence when spoken. They often pronounce syllables longer to represent each dance. The stressed syllables, for example, in the word banana, the second syllabus name is stressed. A stressed syllabus that have pronounced with less emphasis compared to stressed syllabus. They are usually shorter in duration and lower in pitch going back to banana. The first and the second syllabus ba and na are stressed.
Next is names of food. Number one is I am. I am is consists of two unstressed and one stressed syllables. For example, but soft. What a light through yonder window breaks. From Romeo and Juliet. Number two is turkey. Consists of two stressed and one unstressed syllable. For example, there is a certain silent of light. Sorry, there is a certain slant of light from Emily Dickinson. And number three is spondy. It's a metrical food consisting of two stressed syllables. It's a strong, heavy meter used for emphasis or in certain poetic forms. For example, the phrase "go home." Number four is anapes. It's a metrical food consisting of three syllables, where the first two are unstressed and the third is stressed. For example, understand, intervene, and interrupt. And the next is tactile. It's a metrical food consisting of three syllables, where the first is stressed and the next two are unstressed. For example, elephant, happiness, and innocence. And next one is the analyzation of the poem. In this analyzation, we analyze the poem from James Merrill, An Upward Look. Gian, please.
Poem. There are two poems. The first is upward and downward. And upward is oh heart greet a third song with the south by the departing of people, lay down your gallant spears of wet south of the earth, each stiller pitch. Flung in a blind defiance backward, now takes its toll up from in his fiery, the lower colder and wizard howling himself finds the word turning toys, shrimp toxin into this facility the living come dead to die in. How did happen in breath alternation, minutely mirrored within the thinking of each and every mortal creature helpless and approach the earth headlights. Morning star, evening star, south of the sky first grab this solving into down the crucial crystallizing from inmost depth of clear dark blue and downward seen from above. The sky is deep. Clouds float down there, warm on a long, luxurious bed. Their shadows over lamps submerged in the air over protuberances holds a delta ticket light on high, the love that drew the bed and scattered in with salt. Still radiates with project out as they can hardly register the thought when beneath a ringlet baby hand happens upon the flag. Analyze. This poem by James Merrill employs varied methods to create a sense of movement and depth. The lines are predominantly in iambic pentameter with 5 pairs of syllables, where the stress falls on every second syllable. However, Merrill also uses variation in the meter, such as thoracic subnation, where the first syllable is stressed instead of the second, and occasional lines with different number of syllables to add rhythm and emphasize certain phrases. Overall, the method enhances the poem's imagery and emotional impact. The, the poem A Downward Look by James Merrill can be analyzed in terms of its rhythm, verse, matter, and structure. The poem is composed of the stanzas of 4 lines each with an alternating rhyme seam. The rhythm feels balanced and structured, creating a sense of flow and continuity through to the poem. 2. Pacing the use enjambment between lines allow the poem to flow smoothly and enhances in meditative observational tone. The analysis of the foot of the elements of poetry from a downward look by James Merrill focus on iambic, anapestic, dactylic, spondaic, and monosyllable feet. First, iambic, seen from above the sky, analyzes the lines, exemplifies iambic meter with the stress falling on the second syllable of each foot. The iambic freedom creates a gentle and contemplative flow suitable for the speaker's observation of the sky. Trochai from a long, luxurious bed. Analysis the trochaic rhythm is in the line emphasized in the initial stress level, conveying a sense of grandeur and opulence in describing the bed. 3. Anapestic. They drew the bed and scattered it with salt. Analysis. The anapestic matter in the consists of 2 unstressed syllables followed by stressed one. This creates following and rhythmic quality, echoing the action of drawing a bed and scattering salt. 4. Dactylic. Still radiates new projects of day. Analysis. A dactylic rhythm is line feature on stressed syllable followed by 2 unstressed syllables. It conveys a sense of urgency and momentum, reflecting the ongoing creativity and vitality of love. 5. Sponda delta ticket plate. Analyze her delta ticket from the sponda with two stress level with great emphasis on the image of data ticket, emphasizing its importance to description.
Next, number 6 is monosyllabic foot. From the poet, you can see the sentences. Is deep, clouds float down there. Analysis. Throughout the poem, single syllable word like deep and clouds, down and up and down, occur constituting monosyllable feet. There are words provided succinct and impactful description, contributing to the poem's concise and vivid imagery. By examining these examples, we gain insight into how James Merrill utilized various metrical feet to shape the rhythm and meaning of a downward look. Each would contribute to the poem's overall tone and imagery, enriching the reader's experience. The conclusion, structure creates impact foot. Rhythm and meter provided the foundation for the poem, creating a sense of order and predictability. This predictability can then be subverted or played with full emphasis, adding depth and emotional impact. Oral experience material aspect, like meter, contributes significantly on how poem sounds when read aloud. The rhythm created by stressed and unstressed syllables make the poem more musical and engaging for the listener. Historical significance, understanding meter and foot helps appreciate historical poem form like sonnets and epics, where these elements were crucial for the structure and meaning. Beyond the rules, while meter can be a powerful tool, it's not the only elements that make poetry great. Modern poetry often breaks free from strict meter, focusing on other aspects like imagery and free verse. A tool for expression, ultimately, meter is a tool that poet can use to achieve their desired effect. It can add emphasis, create a specific mood, or simply make the poem more enjoyable to read. The importance you place on meter will depend on your personal preferences and the type of poetry you're analyzing. So that's all for the presentation for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if there's any inconvenience. Thank you.